Gary Gensler is patting himself on the back about destroying crypto and Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're going to talk about that and more in today's episode. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the Pipe 5x5 here in Dubai. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, whenever you are in this world. Crypto never stops, never sleeps. We always learn something new about crypto, and we always see that, hey, you know what? Crypto is so good that the government's coming after it heavily, right? And you're like, if the government's coming after it, that means it's going to die. I hope you don't believe that. Governments came after a lot of things like, I don't know, books. And it didn't work out for them very well. Now, did it? So we're going to be talking about that and also doing some TA for today. As you know, I'm going to tell you that everything that I told you about yesterday happened just as predicted. And we're going to show you that and more. And if you're interested in trading it, make sure you trade it at one of the exchanges linked in the description below. One of those exchanges that I use is okx.davincij15.com and bybit.davincij15.com, 2bit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. So let's get on with Ethereum. And Bitcoin holds steady, but Solana gains 32 gains as U.S. inflation cools to 3.2%. Okay, so Solana, all right. Solana is sometimes online might go down, but it ain't out. But I've been telling you guys that. I haven't even mentioned that in TikTok, and I failed to freaking invest in my own Solana call. I knew it, and what happened? It pumped heavily. Solana, it's going up to probably about anywhere to $100, $120 Solana. So if you want to ride that train, I would suggest you trade it. Don't buy and hold Solana. Solana for long term is probably not a good idea, but for the short term, it is definitely going to work out well. Cryptocurrencies held their ground on Tuesday after a widely watched inflation gauge in the U.S. showed consumer prices were flat in October. You know, throughout the history books that I've read about money, one of the things that they tell you to do, they tell you a bad thing that's going to happen in the future is that they will make you look at prices for real inflation. And has zero to do with inflation. It is the money supply. And so when they look at prices, right, they calculate the consumer price index, what the CPI is all about, looking at prices. And prices are not important. It's how much money there is. And so, but if you look at the real CPI and we zoom in on it, you can see here, this is the real shadow stats. Depending on which statistics you look at, so for example, if you use the 1990-based official consumer price index, you see that we're running well above 10% before, and now we're coming down, of course, just below 8%. But things get a lot worse. If you use the 1980-based statistics, we were running well above 15% and still above the 10% mark on inflation. Yet they want to tell you it's at 3%, right? And they keep changing this data all the time, how they calculate this data all the time. They should really have another one because it's been modified even more. So that's why it's so far away from each other. This is the real price index, consumer price index, meaning looking at just prices. But you shouldn't really look at this, right? But if you do, the reality is prices are going higher a lot faster on an average basis of anywhere from 10%, over 10%, which is like 12% right here, to as low as maybe just below 8%, maybe 7.5%. So it's somewhere in between that reality. Now, please only look at how much money there is in the system. And that's really difficult. But we don't have time to do that today. Maybe another day we'll look at how much money there is in the system. Okay, SEC crows over impactful crypto enforcement actions in 2023. The crypto markets have seen tremendous growth, but also rampant misconduct, said Gary Gensler. Okay, amid rampant speculation about its possible approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF, Securities Exchange Commission (SEC) today issued itself a report card of sorts, declaring that it had a highly productive and impactful year when it came to enforcement action related to cryptocurrencies and digital assets. Yeah, thanks, Gary. Yes, you've been working hard with your ChokePoint 2.0. Yes, this. If you look it up, that document, right? You Google it. This is a document of all the things that they're planning to do to crypto in order to prevent you from actually accessing your crypto. So if you actually think that the SEC is going to approve an ETF next year, put down the weed. It's illegal in some countries. This is the one I'm in. And live in reality, okay? They need to stop an asset that's objective is to become money when they have an ability to print money, okay? If I have the ability to make you a slave for free, I might want to keep that. Just saying. So, yeah, that's why they call they call it ChokePoint 2.0 is their chemotherapy for the $14 billion Ponzi scheme problem, right? It's a lot more than 14 billion right now, but anyways, the crypto market is their Ponzi because when you are running a scam, being honest and having an honest system, it looks like the scam to you because, hey, what? You mean I have to work? That's horrible. I don't want to do that. All right. I do this show live in front of an audience that if you want to participate, you could watch this thing live at 8:30. I start the show. And you could ask me questions and so forth if you just subscribe at davincij15.com. Also, if you're interested in joining a trading competition, we're going to be doing one, and I'm going to be giving the first 10 people $100 to start trading. So all you have to do is sign up for the trading competition, and you will be you will get that $100. So make sure you sign up today. Be the first 10 people to sign up. Okay, there we go. So yesterday I was telling you, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they both looked like they were going to drop down. Yes, Bitcoin broke below the 61.8 and continued even as low as just check that. Oh my goodness, it broke this overall move. So this move was actually negated completely, and yeah, so this fib does not count. Let's take a look at it from a longer term perspective, this Fibonacci level. Let's see if there's any kind of like clear indication. Maybe this thing is done. No, the 61.8 is right here. That's 78.6. No. Unfortunately, we can see that that's not going to cut it. Let's see if this move from here, from down to 26,500. Oh, we're not even back to the 38.2. It's interesting. The 38.2 is lined up with the bottom here, which is the support line. Exactly, pretty much with right there. Yeah, that's right. That's a perfect support line because there's a candle bodies there. So that is effectively a line in the sand for Bitcoin. Now that we've drawn out a couple Fibonacci sequences and we have something aligning up with price action, well, we have to say, okay, there it is. We have one line in the sand here. Let's see, the 61.8 is another. Yeah, look at that. This was a breakout zone. So we have another line in the sand right at the 61.8 level as well. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Right, the Fibonacci sequence, right? And you're like, I took it from different levels until I found something that actually indicated, hey, you know what? These are actual correct. You're like, wait a second here. The market is just doing that because people are setting up. Well, wait a minute. This is the past, right? From this top here to this bottom there, and how did it just all of a sudden line up? Did the market actually just like okay, I'm going to stop exactly at 38,107 because I want to set up the Fibonacci sequences? No. It doesn't work that way. It's just that the Fibonacci, everything grows, and everything on this universe operates off of the Fibonacci sequences. And if you Google that and learn about it, you'll know that that is an absolute case. And so you just need to figure out how to use it properly. Okay, let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum, I told you that it should retrace back to maybe it was the 61.8. Of course, this was not a clear retracement. You can see that the 78.6 was the right level, but it didn't quite hit the 78.6, but we did have the retracement. Now, will it come back and test the 78.6? Probably. This is the breakout level, as you can see, for this big move. And if we bounce off of it, then we can see Ethereum is ready to blast off and go to the moon and continue pumping higher. So let's hope for a bounce off this, at least off the 78.6. We've already got the first bounce. If it tries to fail down here and then just creates a higher low, that is positively, yes, we're taking off, and you want to hit the long button. Long. All right. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned that, the SEC, the government, they might want to end crypto, but they never will. It will always be here. They will lose the fight. They know this. Hopefully you know this, and I know I know this. This is the end result. Bitcoin will be the money for the majority of people in the world. And yes, there is no stopping it. All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.